Can you guys all see? Sort of. All right. So this is the sheep brain, right? Obviously.
Is it small?
Well, sheep aren't that smart, you know. Now remember, again, certainly you want to remember what's the front side or the ventral side and the dorsal side. So I don't know if you guys remember when we were kind of talking about the nervous system, I mentioned that really a good landmark for the midbrain are those cerebral peduncles. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. So these are those cerebral peduncles right here. Can you guys all see that?
No.
And you know what? I'm going to grab a pointer here. A probe. Probe is the word I'm looking for.
Are you pressing that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just keeping it to himself.
Just hoarding videos.
Ruin the curve. Everybody fails except for him.
I would not do that.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah,
thank you.
All right. So can you guys all see? Can you see that? That's the cerebral peduncle right there. So it's really a good. I mean, if it's stuck in here, first of all, you can say cerebral peduncle or midbrain, but it's a really good landmark because what's going to be right below that is going to be. You're going to have your pons, and then what?
Medulla.
Exactly, medulla, and there's your spinal cord. So again, you kind of always have an idea of where you're at. If you got your cerebral, and I don't think I would use pons on this one just because it's all kind of hacked up. Let's see how it looks on the other one. Right. I mean that's actually pretty nice. So you can really see the clear cerebral peduncle. You can see the pons, and then you can see the medulla. Right. You can see that clear connect. You can see that.
Yes. Midbrain, pons, and medulla.
Yeah. And what else is really nice on this is that if you see a bump on the bottom here, that's going to be that pons here as well. And actually you can see that really clearly. There's that pons. So back up to the front. So I always like to start with the cerebral peduncles. As we, part of what we want to know is the cranial nerves. And really, on the sheep, you can only see the first two. I mean, you can see really. So here's going to be one, your olfactory bulb or tract. Or you can just say, if it's stuck here, you could just say, I'll say, what is this structure associated with? You say cranial nerve 1. What is this structure associated with? You say cranial nerve 2. Right? Everything else will be from the pictures in the book, the other cranial nerves. And those pictures will be on, I can tell you, if you want to go to the cranial nerve pictures, I'll show you.
Do you have that right there? Here's your book. The sheep brain starts on 293.
So the pictures, what's that picture? 293. So those pictures, there'll be a couple of those pictures right there. Yeah, 293. A couple of these cut out, they'll be pointing to, well, is it that one? Let's get to I'm pretty sure that's it. I just want to double check. Yeah. So, you got to look at that picture. The rest of the cranial nerve will be fair game from there.
Look at this picture.
Yes. Just that picture will be cut out. It will be put on a poster board, and one of these will be highlighted, and you'll have to say what cranial nerve is it. But it will only be cranial nerves, no other sheep brain parts. So, on the cat, it could be 1 or 2. Everything else would be on there.
On the cat?
On the sheep.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying here, right? All right, so we're going to skip right here, which would be the hypothalamus and the infundibulum, just because it's kind of hard to see that infundibulum would be that stalk right here. Or it's also, all of this is really considered part of the hypothalamus as well. So we'll just kind of skip over that. When we go to the back of the sheep, real clear, straightforward, back is going to be what? This is going to be the cerebellum, right? I mean, this would be your cerebrum, right? So the other thing is, I mean, on your list is convolutions and sulci, right? Cross those out because I'm not going to ask whether or not, is this, because I'd say, is this a cerebrum or a convolution or a sulci? If it's here, it's the cerebrum, all right? But what we do want to know is if you see this opened up, right, you've got your corpora quadrigemini, and I do tend to, I will probably have this guy, and when you're looking in the back here, if you see that little nugget tag, that's your pineal gland.
Pineal.
And the other thing you can see on here real nice, the corpora quadrigemina, the superior and inferior colliculi. So cerebrum, pineal, superior and inferior, and cerebellum.
What was the one thing, the pineal? Oh, wait.
Pineal body or pineal gland, same thing. The nugget. Can I see the nugget?
The nugget.
The nugget. And it's
Little nugget.
there should be a pretty good picture in the book of the nugget as well. There it is. So this is what you're looking at right here.
What page is that?
94.
All right. So and I will have this out there like that. So it'll be one of those things. All right. Let's see what else we got on here. Cerebral peduncle.
It just sounds funny.
Peduncle.
It's a good baby name. Sir Peduncle.
All right. So if we're looking at if we are looking at the internal structures here, this big round circular guy right here, that's going to be your thalamus. So you can see that. That should be thalamus. What's that? If there's a pin up top, and this, I'd have to open this up a little better for you guys. Let's see if this one's better. So you can see like a top and a bottom part, hopefully. Can you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Top part's corpus callosum, bottom part's fornix, middle part lateral ventricles. So if there's a space, if it's in between that space, it's going to be a lateral ventricle. And I'd say which ventricle is the pin inserted into? Corpus callosum would be up top, fornix would be below.
Fornix bottom.
And then underneath the fornix would be your third ventricle surrounding that thalamus. So you've got your thalamus. What?
Nothing for Yeah, exactly.
We're almost done.
Thalamus. And then the space above that is the third
The
ventricle.
top is the corpus callosum.
Above the thalamus?
Yeah, above the cell. So if I ask the ventricles, I'd put, if it's in between, it would be lateral. If it's below the fornix, it would be third. And if it's right by the cerebellum, it would be the fourth. Right? Let's see if we can see the cerebral aqueduct in here. You guys can cross out cerebral aqueduct.
You said
Top
top,
and then
bottom,
bottom.
and something else besides.